and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday. And you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that KG outlaw to the north, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases. In 2 rounds of weekly purchases this week, I do believe. Some exciting stuff, some different stuff through the door. And as usual, we got the mailbag. We got my wife, Angie. She'll come in for the weekly Q&A session. But first, got to plug a few things, and I will plug JaysToysAndGames.com. Using discount code Kyle, save 15%. Got to thank JaysToysAndGames.com for sponsoring the weekly purchases. Head over there, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. And good news going forward, big rubber guys are going to start being on the menu, and you can save 15% over there. So got to get a deal no matter how we do it. Passing the savings on to you and me. Shout out to Jay's Toys and Games for thinking of the channel. And speaking of housekeeping, how about Patreon? It is the month of April. This month's giveaway, major stars. We've got Sergeant Slaughter, Sabu, Jordan Grace, and Ethan Page, giving those away to one Patreon member. Check out the Patreon. That's your best way to support the channel. All the content we bring you each and every single day. Basically me, Todd, but Todd, me, Angie, my dogs, my dad a couple of years ago. You know, the usual cast of characters around these parts. But we got videos every single day, 4 videos a day between both YouTube channels, all early over there on Patreon, including the podcast and all points in between. This month, our April Q&A, I do a Q&A over there special for Patreon members. This month, Angie's lighting my load in more ways than one, maybe. Somebody's got to lighten this load. But Angie is taking over the Q&A segment. You guys ask, Patreon members ask the questions. Angie's going to answer them in her own unfiltered way, I'm sure. But that will be the Q&A this month, the all Angie Q&A. So check out Patreon for that. Probably up, if not by now, this week sometime. You'll have that over there from dear old Angie, who will be here later in the Mail Girl segment. So we'll be ready for that as well. A lot going on around these parts, of course. On the old Ponderosa, Todd McFarlane from the couch. Check out the podcast this week, another one we got going. If you're watching this on Sunday, weekly purchases, you already got the new one. If you're a Patreon member, that'll be out on Tuesday. But everything going on over there, we dive deep into Angie's sinkhole and get your mind out of the gutter. Todd McFarlane, people think sinkhole. They're thinking it's Angie's back door or front door or her mouth or her ears, whatever hole she's got in her body. But no, we dive into a sinkhole in our old house. A huge sinkhole just happened. It's all over the news around these parts. Anyways, check out the podcast for that and a lot more on top of that as well. This weekend, as you're watching this, if you're watching it on Sunday, right now is the Kane County Toy Show. I may be there, I may not be there. It's going to be a game time decision for me. Do I want to get up at 5 a.m. and drive 5 hours to the show, go to the show for like 3 or 4 hours, then drive 5 hours home, and then get up and drive all the way back to Chicago 2 days later? I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm not sure. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. I'm so overworked. I'm overrun? Yeah, either or, Todd. I'm not sure if I got that in me. So it's going to be a game time decision. I always love the Chicago Toy Show, but I literally have to go back there on like Tuesday next week. I'll be in Chicago for meetings all next week. Naperville, beautiful this time of year. So I'll be out there. And I guess not the whole week, but the days that matter. How about that? I'll be out there. But hopefully I can find a good pizza place somewhere around there that isn't Lou Malnati's or Giordano's. Come on. What are we doing? I don't need that kind of stuff. I want some real pizza. Some pizza where I can get my hands like this, like a real Italian or something. We'll see. Hopefully I can find it. If you got any recommendations, put them in the comments down below. I might be eating pizza 2 days in a row. Why wouldn't I? I'm a wild man. What can I say? But that is my week. I got a lot of that going on. A lot of nights in the hotel room. Edit some videos in the hotel room. Exactly right, Todd. Todd, you should fly in. It'd be great. You can drive shotgun if you want to. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But that is the week that was. That's a little bit of the housekeeping here. Now it's time to bring in the mail girl. It's time for the question of the week. All right, it's time for the question of the week, and that means only one thing. Angie's here. Angie, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Angie. How are you?
I didn't really think of the mic sitch.
She's got the mic in her hair. It's like a bead.
So I have no, yeah.
It's like a bead in your hair.
It's in my hair.
But that's not
Hopefully
the only...
you can hear me.
That's not the only bead on Angie right now. Where's the other one hidden, Angie? Who knows? Who knows? But Angie, we just got done filming the podcast here. Coming this Tuesday, probably already on, of course, Patreon for members right now. But Angie, we just got done talking about Real Big Fish, and your top here reminds me of Real Big Fish.
I was
Because
just thinking that I should have worn it.
they said ban the tube top, a very famous song once upon a time for old Real Big Fish. So tube top, is that what that is?
Yeah, nobody's banning me.
Nobody's banning. You're banned already. That's true. Can't ban you if you've already been banned. That's the way it goes. But Angie's here ready for summer. It's a little chilly for that. But Angie's here. She's ready to party. Let me tell you. Always ready to party. There's no doubt about it. And Angie, what are you going to get up to this weekend?
I don't know. What are you getting me up to? I'm working.
About 8 inches, probably. Who knows? But Angie, it's time for the question of the week. And as usual, if you want to be the question of the week, you just put it in the comments down below. Or in a plot twist, you can email TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. That is the podcast. That is, of course, the email address to the podcast. So you can do that as well if you want to. But Angie, it is time for the question of the week. Are you ready for this?
Never.
She's never ready. Reading comprehension. It's a big part of why she does this, to help with her reading skills. So we're going to see if Angie can knock it out here. We got 2 questions this week.
All right. Chris Bickley 1. With Mick Foley becoming a free agent in June, who do you think will be the first to announce a Foley figure? What would you like the independent companies to make first? Any general thoughts on Foley on the free market? Plenty of meat on the bone for these companies. Love the content you both provide. Take care. Oh, that was my best yet.
Chris is thinking the right way. No doubt. Foley, first one will definitely be collect major big rubber guys. Incoming Cactus Jack. I can smell it already. Now, Cactus, Mick Foley did post an Instagram reel saying, can't wait to have one of these in July. So he kind of spilled the beans.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just saying whoopsie spilled the beans.
Whoops. I thought Angie spilled a nipple or something. Who knows? But spilling the beans, he already basically said they're working on one. It will be released the minute his contract is up in July. So I would fully expect a pre-order, and I wouldn't be shocked if it could possibly be an in-stock drop, which would be amazing. We'll see what happens with that. Either way, I do expect us to see some stuff for some of these companies. Now, one thing about Foley, he's going to charge some money. So I got to think he'll be a little bit more expensive than some of the other talent we see with all these other companies. Not sure if he's Macho Man Road Warriors Andre level, but you never know what he's going to be asking. And I have to assume, we know what happens when we assume, Angie, but a lot of these companies will be coming knocking on his door. Be very interested to see where we go. Zombie Sailor Toys, Cactus Jack would look pretty cool. KWK, would they jump in on that? I'm not exactly sure, but there is a lot of meat on that Cactus Jack bone. That is my favorite of the Foley personalities. I could see people doing a Santa Foley. I could see a straight up Mick Foley. Unfortunately, Dude Love, maybe a gray area, but Mankind, that's a WWE talent, so we're not going to see anything from Mankind. But man, oh man, I am here for this. I bet you anything the big rubber guys do a Santa Mick Foley and a Santa variant. They'll have 2 different Santas. I could see that. That writes itself. Cactus Jack, hopefully he's in a little bang bang. I would love to see him like this off to the side. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see, but can't wait to see all this Foley stuff. But it speaks to what I've said on the channel the last few years. Foley's going to be the latest example. He's going to leave WWE. He's saying it's because of politics and stuff. Maybe that's a part of it, but the biggest part of it, it's about the money. Follow the money. He sees opportunities outside of the WWE window, and guess what? Does that 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, whatever, he'll come back over there when the money's green again over there. He's got everything he could out of his Legends deal. Going to work the circuit now. We're going to see it. I fully expect Macho Man, Andre, and those guys to come back over to WWE here in the next couple of years, if not sooner. I think that's just the state of the world, and we'll see more of that in the future as well. So long-winded, Angie, but that's the answer there.
Beautiful.
Can't wait to see. But I'm going to take the second question. I'm going to save Angie. Angie, in return, you can do me a little favor later tonight to be determined. So hopefully everybody can hear you. You keep holding that mic. She's so worried about it.
Rolling in.
Oh boy, you gotta just put it up. Just put it in your mouth. Maybe it'll work.
Just held it on my finger.
This one comes from Chad Smith. I think he was the question last week as well. His question: do you think there is a market for wrestling figures of wrestlers who are jobbers or big deals in other territories? Now, KWK just recently did that with the Mario Mancini figure, so there is some making them. I see some independent toy companies have started doing that in small runs. I'd like to see Iron Mike Sharp, Barry Horowitz, Eric Embry, sign me up all day long. There's no bigger champion for Eric Embry than myself. I want an Eric Embry figure so bad. I did reach out to Sean over there at KWK, and I pleaded my case for Eric Embry. He doesn't think he would sell enough, but I feel like we could get 100 Eric Embry sold. Somebody shout out to KWK. If you want Eric Embry, that's the guy to reach out to. Maybe he can get it done. Dirty Dutch Mantel, Gary Young, to name a few. I'd like a full roster, not just the same figure over and over. Any figures of old wrestlers you'd like made in a limited run? Thanks, Chad. Plenty. I would love to see everybody. I do understand, though, a lot of them are deep cuts. The Mulkey brothers would be awesome, but will people buy these? It's cool. It's cool to talk and say, yeah, I'd like a Mulkey brothers. But when it's time to spend $100 on the Mulkey brothers, are you going to show up to the table with your $100? That's
You'll
million.
be there.
I'll be there. I got money to burn, and girls are pretty, as Hank Jr. once said. But yeah, I want these guys, but does the vast majority of people? That's the $1 million question. Dirty Dutch Mantel is a sleeper. I'm shocked none of these third-party companies have grabbed Dirty Dutch because, let's be honest, he has a podcast, a successful podcast every single week. You can piggyback off that. He'll plug that on the podcast. He'll sell autographed ones. I feel like that's a no-brainer. I would love to see a Big Rubber Guys. I think it would be a great one for Sean at KWK to dive into. I think there's a lot of meat on Dirty Dutch Mantel. Eric Embry, for personal reasons, growing up as a little kid watching GWF, USWA, I loved Eric Embry for whatever reason. A moment in time, if there ever was one. Barry Horowitz, KWK already did. But I would love to see some of these guys. Iron Mike Sharp would be a great one. There's so many good ones, but once again, it's a business. And if I'm one of these companies, I'd be a little scared making these compared to somebody else. But on the flip side, Gary Young, for instance, probably not going to cost you an arm and a leg to get the rights to make his figures, where if you want to make Andre the Giant, whole different story, going to take a lot longer. Angie's crying about
beautiful.
It.
That
So
might as
beautiful.
well be in another language. I have no idea what any of that is.
And have you even heard of any of those wrestlers? Never even heard of them. Might as well be a different language.
That's why I couldn't read it.
Angie
It
only
was in Chinese.
Angie, you only speak one language, the language of love.
Yes.
That's all she speaks.
Yep.
Her love language. What is your love language, Angie?
Acts of service. You know this.
Acts
We've
of
seen
service.
this.
What's mine again?
Like physical touch.
Physical touch. That's mine.
Sure.
You used to be spouting this stuff, just new gen stuff all the time, like a year or 2 years ago. You know, you got to speak my language. And what was yours? Acts of service.
Yeah.
Angie, you're like that Katy Perry quote or something about emptying the dishwasher, isn't it? Are you kind of like that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You'll look that one up later. I'll let everybody else look that one up. But if a man empties the dishwasher, she does some services. But you're an active service person. You love it. You love a good foot rub. You love it. But it's funny is when you say acts of service, like what about paying all the bills and the mortgage and the insurance and the car payments? And all? Like that's a pretty big act of service. But I think you wash over that one all the time. I think you wash over that act of service. Oh, please. You're like, oh, but yeah, did you buy me a dress or did you rub my feet or a tube top? Okay, a tube top. Yeah, mine's a physical act of service. That's what I need. That's how you say thank you, physically.
With your mouth.
Mine or yours? Yeah, both. No. Oh,
What's happening?
We've said it all, Angie. But now we gotta go.
Funny if this entire thing I was just mute.
Could be.
Good thing I barely talk.
Her love language isn't much. So it's a quiet language. Who knows? But Angie, we're going to go eat. It's Friday night as we're filming this here.
How cute it is. It's like a little Hawaiian.
Let's see.
That's it.
Yank it down. Ban the tube top. But Angie's ready to go. It might be a little chilly out there. You better get some covers or something on those.
ASMR.
Angie's going to be cutting glass if we go outside with that shirt on, but we'll see what happens. But now it's time to go get some dinner. I got to drop a package off at FedEx. We got to get some dinner. Maybe go to Walmart. I'm going to see if I can find that Supergirl palette, and then we'll get some dinner somewhere.
Thank God.
Oh, and that'll be just, what a riveting night. A Friday night like no other. Exactly. But Angie, it's time to round up those kids, round up those dogs, and you do all that, and it's time for me to dive into the weekly purchases. Whoa, stop the clock. Just get ready to leave for the night. And what do I have? A ring at the doorbell. Got some more figures for weekly purchases. Got a little bonus asterisk weekly purchases. Legends of Lucha Libre. We got Rush, El Toro Blanco. We got him from the Legends of Lucha Libre. We got Dralistico, probably my favorite of the three, I think. And then no stranger to action figures. We got one Dragon Lee doing Dragon Lee things from Boss Fight Studios. Also got a little GameStop delivery, a little Todd McFarlane Mortal Kombat. Look at that. 2 red platinums ready to go. Noob Sabat and Jade. ready for our Mortal Kombat unboxing this week sometime on the channel. Not done yet. A little Big Bad Toy Store action. Operation Monster Force. Bigfoot. Yes, Bigfoot. Not the only Bigfoot we're going to talk about. Chatsworth through the door this week. And last but certainly not least, from the 2000X series, a little Prince Adam, a little Skeletor, a little Masters of the Universe. All coming up He-Man as of late. Got those two through the door as well. So a little bonus part of weekly purchases. All right, time for round number 1 of weekly purchases. A few things through the door this week. Got 2 rounds for you. We're going to kick it off with an Amazon delivery. A little music box set. You guys, longtime viewers of the channel, know. You go back to the infancy of this channel where I had the devil and the angel on my shoulders. I did sell my entire music collection. I still kept all my Motorhead stuff and a few other ones. Judas Priest, Clutch, things like that. But I sold 11,000 CDs. And I have a video early in the infancy of the channel where I watch. You just have to search for it throughout my channel. But I walked through my entire CD collection, about 11,000 CDs at the time. So I still collect, but it's not like it used to be. It's a long story, a long process. Maybe, I don't know, ask me in a Q&A or something if you want to hear it again. But I do still collect Motorhead stuff. We got the Steven Wilson mix of On Parole, basically the first ever Motorhead stuff recorded. 4 discs in this bad boy. Haven't even opened it up yet. I guess 3 discs. Well, 3 discs and a Blu-ray, so 4 discs. But very cool. You know me, I collect all the Motorhead stuff. That is my favorite band. I'm all in on Motorhead, so I had to swoop in to pick this up. That was released last week. Got it off Amazon. Shout out there. How about a little Beastman? Already unboxed it on the channel. Check it out. Check out the New Origins Beastman from the movie. Already unboxed that on the channel. A little Ross find this week, and I had to pick this up because you know me, I love a masked man. Can wear this mask around the house, but I got it more for the figure here. I love the looks of this Rey Mysterio in his Striper gear. He's rocking Michael Sweet, Oz Fox and the boys. He's just rocking and rolling to Striper. He said to hell with the devil. But basically, this is the same price as a main event, so I got a free mask with it. And I can wear this around the house, wear it on the show if I need to. Who knows? But Rey Mysterio through the door. Check your Ross. Your mileage may vary. I went to our friends over there at Jay's Toys and Games, who also have 3 brick and mortar stores, JCD and Hobby. I went there as they had record store day. The kids needed to get their K-pop. The Zero Base one hot right now around this part. They picked those up, and I looked around because there was a 10% off everything in store. So I did find something I needed, a little Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. Oh, it's A New Beginning, number 5, of course. Reminds me of Macho Man Hogan once upon a time. But I needed that for the collection, so I picked that up with 10% off. Found this at my local Target. It is Chucky. Child's Play 2, Chucky, rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling. Some fun story time with Kyle about Chucky 2, probably in this unboxing, if I remember, and I'm sure I will. 2 NECA things through the door this week. Little Zombie Sailor Toys, Heels and Faces, the Portuguese Man of War, Aldo Montoya, anyone? An interesting one. Still have to unbox the Brian Myers. I got that right here. Brian Myers we showed last week. I'll probably unbox these 2 together is probably what I'll end up doing. But I got that through the door this week. Another one through the door this week, already opened it, is the Ring of Honor Christopher Daniels figure. Already opened this on the channel. Check out the review if you did miss out on that. Ring of Honor Christopher Daniels, AEW Jazzwares. About time. About time. How about a little Crimson Moon, if I can get it? Order of the Crimson Moon, a Red Cobra Commander. Kinda. We'll dive into this on the channel. Check that out when the time comes. The hits keep on coming over to Collect Major. Big Rubber Guys, British Bulldogs, the WrestleMania WrestleCon exclusive, 1 of 750. Reviews are already up on the channel, so check out those reviews. Good friend of the channel, David C. Anderson, was at WrestleCon, picked these up for me. Very nice of him to grab these for me. Very cool to have those in the collection. So if you need them, they're probably sold out from Collect Major by now. They went up on Friday if you were playing along at home. And then this week, Mr. Fuji, he shipped out. Now, I unboxed Mr. Fuji like 6-8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, a year ago. I don't know if it was that far ago, Todd McFarlane, but I did unbox this already. I got them early from Mattel Creations website, but the Target ones are finally shipping. I did get another Mr. Fuji for the collection. You got to have 2, face paint on, face paint off. And then I did pick up a second Kurt Hennig, played that long game, got the clearance on Kurt Hennig around here. I had to get that one so I could display both looks, as you guys do know. So there it is. That is round number 1 of weekly purchases. Now it's time for round number 2, featuring some big boys. All right, the hits keep on coming to round number 2. Let's dive into it. Let's start with a little Super 7 Ultimates. How about a little Vulture Man? Vulture Man through the door. The cartoon version, I guess we'll call this one here. Got that through the door this week. Also got the Sky Cutter. Yes, the Super 7 vehicle here. A lot bigger than I was anticipating. Got the Sky Cutter through the door as well. Collecting those Thundercats. You guys know how it is by now. Got both those through the door. Probably unbox both those in the same video, maybe. And we'll see. Probably already up by the time you're watching this. Possibly. But now we got some big boys, and it does get much bigger than Bigfoot or the Skookum. Yeah, the Skookum. Loose collector Skookum, a huge hairy bipedal creature. You know that's playing all the hits right there for me. And then, of course, traditional Bigfoot. Keep playing those hits, Kyle. Keep playing them. Don't stop. That's what they said. And I said, okay, I'll do one more. How about the Yeti? The Yeti! It was all over Hulk Hogan once upon a time. Now he's back in his full-on demeanor out there in the woods of Alaska or something. But we got the Yeti as well, looking very good. The Yeti and Bigfoot and the Skookum. Skookum? Whatever. Where's the skunk ape when we need him? Got all three of these here, but we're not done with the little loose collector stuff. How about the Great Wolves? As I knock things over, got the Great Wolves here. You know me, hairy bipedal creature, a werewolf. I'm here for it. So I got this one there. I got this one, Volzak, the white wolf. Got the white wolf, got the brown wolf, and how about the black wolf? It's a wolf creature type thing going around these parts right now. So I got all three of those. I believe there's one more I think I have on pre-order, but 3 wolves and 3 big feet. You know we're playing a lot of hits, and a vulture man on top of that. Playing all the hits here today is exactly what we're doing, but anxious to dive into these ones. Might be cryptozoology week next week on the channel. We could just hit them up every single day, a different cryptid creature. Play all the hits, and this is how I like my cryptid creatures. Dangerous, evil, menacing, and that's what we got here from Loose Collector. So we'll dive into it. We'll see what, dare I say, all the fuss is about. But that is the weekly purchases. Looking around, nothing else through the door this week. It was expensive enough with these bad boys. There's no doubt about it. But another big week of weekly purchases. We'll be unboxing it all on the channel. You guys know how we do by now around here. So make sure you do subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. 2 channels with content every single day. As I mentioned, the Patreon, plenty of stuff to keep you busy each and every single day over there as well. Plenty of content, enough to make your head spin. Check out the Patreon, YouTube channel memberships, your best way to support the channel. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show. At gmail.com is my email address, and it's also the name of the Kyle Peterson Show podcast. My wife, Angie, and I, each and every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. So that's it. Another round of weekly purchases. You know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way to Chicago.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
I walk 47 miles of barbed wire. Use a cobra snake for a nigga.